Alright, so I have finished painting the VKS Stinger bumper with the lower skid plate. What I did was a multi-coat paint system. I used a etching primer after I cleaned all the edges up on the bumper and wiped it down with a thinner. I shot it with 2 to 3 coats of the etching primer to get a good base. Then I rough sanded that slightly, and then I used some of this stuff right here, high performance enamel from Rust-Oleum. I've used this on various engine parts, all kinds of stuff. I love this stuff. It's great. So I coated that real heavy on it. I did about 3 to 4 coats on the insides, and then roughly 4 to 5 coats on the outside. And on the inside, you can't really see it. Maybe you can on this. But that's what's still there, you know. Anywhere that wasn't going to be completely external, I didn't put the vinyl lining on, just to kind of save some money. Plus, that stuff's not going to really need the vinyl lining. And then for the vinyl lining, or truck bed lining, I use this stuff, and it sucked. Maybe due to the fact that can was in a 50-degree environment. Maybe it would have been better in the summertime. It is Oklahoma. The weather changes by the minute, but it didn't come out worth a crap. I really struggled to get the texture that I did get on it. I mean, it's thick, it's on there, but I would have been a little bit more impressed had it came out better. It's okay though. I will still have to buy some if we ever need to touch it up. I don't like to mix brands with rattle can paint. You never know if one might not really adhere to the other. Unless you do a lot of prep. But so that is the bumper. Then we're going to start with assembly. I'm not going to take a whole bunch of videos of me actually taking the factory bumper off and putting this one back on. There are tons of videos on that. For the JK, I mean, it's a couple of wires for the fog lights, and it's just those 4 bolts right there. It literally slips right on. I will go over bits and pieces of it as I make progress, but a complete installation video I don't feel is necessary. Of course, that you could always comment, ask questions, I can answer anything. But until next time. I almost forgot to mention one thing with this VKS bumper. We didn't buy it directly from VKS, and if you search VKS, you'll find 2 or 3 vendors that sell their products along with VKS themselves selling them directly. YouTube almost had 0 results for this. The web had pretty much 0 results, so I don't think I'm going to be the first, but I'm definitely going to be one of the first to do a video on this bumper. Again, like I said, I would rate it up there, top tier bumper. You know, I need to get the specs, and once I do a final mount on it, I will do a full list of all the specs of the bumper whenever I give a final video of it. But I wanted to include this. So Off-Road Elements sent my wife a thank you card, a handwritten thank you card, saying, you know, basically thank you for the purchase. They appreciated our patience because we did wait for this bumper to be actually built. It wasn't on the shelf waiting for someone to buy it like a burger in a tray at your local fast food restaurant. This here was actually custom made when we ordered it. Not custom to our specs. This is, you know, their design, but they're not just sitting on a shelf waiting to be plucked. Like I said, they're not, I guess, fully established. I hope to see them at Jeep Beach. That'd be really cool to see, you know, what they have to offer, because for what this bumper had versus its competitors, it's made out of the same steel for the bumper. The Stinger is bigger, same thickness, same DOT approved thickness, but it is a ½ inch bigger, which I personally like. But the fog lights, the fairy lead mount, and the D-ring shackle already on it. The price you couldn't beat. So anyway, I will do a final video and I'll give out the specs with it once we get it installed. But for now, that's it. Alright, here's the final video of the bumper once it's been installed. It's been on for a few days. Been waiting for the opportunity to finish up the video series. We took it out today, and then I put I unspooled all the cable, put it under a load by attaching it to my vehicle. to my truck and letting it spool the weight of the Jeep in. That way if we go to pull this out but don't end up taking off all the wrappings down to the last wrap, it won't bind up or anything like that. It's more important to do that, I think, on a synthetic rope, but nonetheless. But you can see here, maybe if it had been a bigger winch, could have possibly had some interference issues here, but definitely with this winch, never going to have any problems with it having contact with that pump. I mean, it went on real easy. Sits up nice against the crash bar, nice and protected. Should be able to see them now, maybe a little bit easier for where the hardware is. Let's get this thing to focus. You can slightly see them there. There is 2 on this side, 2 on the other side of the frame here, and then it's the same on the other side of the bumper, and that's it, done. The wiring was a cinch. I will say the positive cable could have been a little bit longer. I don't know if I'll be able to really show you, but I routed the positive and negative together along with the factory wiring there, ran it up in a nice safe place away from any exhaust or anything, and let's see, brought it up right there, ran it down, and connected it right to the battery. So nice clean install for this winch. Again, the positive cable could have been a little longer. If we had mounted the control box on this side, it would have maybe given us that little extra bit. I was going to route it around the breather and everything, but it worked out nonetheless. So there it is. Again, great bumper. Obviously we haven't really got to use it like a bumper yet, but looks great. Heavy, thick, 2-inch, 3/16 thick DOT steel, 3/16 thick carbon, high carbon plate steel. I mean, you can't beat it. Great bumper for the price. Definitely worth looking them up. Again, VKS Fab bumper. We purchased it from Off-Road Elements. Phenomenal place to do business with. Definitely worth giving it a shot, guys. Until next time.